What can easily be described as a deal with the devil. The Biden administration has traded perhaps the world's most notorious Russian arms dealer and convicted terrorist for the freedom of WNBA star Brittney Griner, a decision widely criticized as strategically unbalanced and perhaps influenced by Griner's race, gender, and sexual orientation. That arms dealer, Victor Bout, is a globally recognized threat who has funneled weapons to a range of U.S. adversaries. He was convicted in 2011 here in the U.S. of conspiracy to kill U.S. citizens and official. He is known as the Merchant of Death for a reason, folks. So how do you justify it? Well, here's White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre making her best attempt.
Brittney Griner is an American citizen who was being held unjustly. She was being held unjustly under intolerable circumstances. That was what was happening to Brittney Griner. And so that means something to the president. He believes, when you have an American passport, it means something. And so he wanted to do everything that he could to make sure that he brought her home.
President Biden had the chance to bargain for Paul Whelan, a former police officer who served in the Marine Corps, who has been detained in Russia for 4 years for crimes he says he did not commit. He is still in Russian custody. And Paul's sister, Elizabeth Whelan, joins me now to discuss the latest in the efforts to try and free him. Elizabeth, thank you so much for being with us. The news of Brittney Griner's release, and not your brother's, must have been difficult for the family to hear. Talk to us about your reaction and how are you holding up?
Well, thank you for having me on. And difficult to hear would probably be an understatement. You know, this is the second time now that Paul has been left behind in a deal that's brought an American home. Now, of course, our family is really thrilled that any time a wrongfully detained American comes home, that's a win. I mean, there are over 60 Americans being held in 19 different countries around the world right now by hostile foreign regimes. So anybody coming home is good. But of course, I want my brother coming home. And I've got a lot of questions about, how this happened and what we're going to do to get him back.
Elizabeth, you saw how the White House responded. Do you have confidence in this administration claims that they are trying to get your brother back to the United States?
Well, yes, I am. I mean, it's really difficult to see all of this happen. But, as much as I frequently have words with people within the government, and I do speak to them on a weekly basis. I know that it's Russia that's trying to cause as much trouble as possible, both by separating out my brother with these false espionage charges, but also not, of course, letting this administration or even the previous administration have Paul returned and have that win happen. So that's really difficult, trying to figure out how to get around that.
Yeah. Arguably, Brittney Griner broke the law in Russia. Your brother has maintained his innocence, and we've never seen any proof that he was doing anything wrong at the time of his arrest. But this, apparently, the negotiation for her release went on for weeks, if not months. Do you think that your brother's release was actually even on the table here?
Yeah, so the FSB, which is the modern version of the KGB, set up Paul back in December 28th of 2018, almost 4 years ago, with the express purpose of having him as a pawn. Within days, they were already talking about who they wanted to trade him for. The difficulties involved with trying to negotiate to get him back have been ongoing. It is difficult to watch people who have been charged with particular crimes also end up being declared wrongfully detained and brought home first. But, we can't help but feel that. But when somebody is declared wrongfully detained, it doesn't really have to do with whether or not they were arrested on particular charges. It has to do with whether that foreign country is trying to get something out of the government. Mm-hmm. And once a person is being held like that, there is no chance of diplomacy or proper legal process or anything like that, getting them out of it. It becomes a transactional situation with that foreign country. And a deal was able to be done for Brittney. And from what I understand, what Russia was asking for Paul was something that wasn't even something that the U.S. had any control over. And I think they did that on purpose. They wanted to cause trouble, and they wanted to make it so that Paul couldn't come home.
Why do you think your brother was targeted?
That's a good question. I'm not sure if we'll ever know the answer to that. You know, we've asked ourselves the same question, but I haven't a clue.
You talked about the fact that they take these people as pawns because they want something in return. Brittney Griner is home. She has been freed, but there was an incredibly high price that was paid for her. Do you have a reaction to that?
Yeah, you know, after 4 years of this, I feel that whatever it takes to bring Americans home is what is necessary. You know, my brother, I feel, is worth more than any Russian criminal, for example. However, we have to follow that with deterrence and punishment against these countries that are doing this. You know, not only do I want my brother back, but this problem of wrongful detention has to be solved. Americans should be able to travel around the world to whatever country without fear of being wrongfully detained and used as a pawn. Now, you know, back in 2018, Russia was not, you know, now you go to the State Department website and there are blaring neon lights basically saying don't travel there. But back in 2018, that wasn't the case. I mean, 100 to 200,000 Americans a year were going to Russia. So if we're traveling back and forth, if our tourist dollars are being spent, if we're sending money for humanitarian aid and doing business, Americans should be able to travel wherever they want to without this sort of thing happening.
So your thought is the deterrence is for us to cut these countries off in terms of our aid, in terms of our dollars being our tourist dollars going there, and you think that that's part of a process to try and squeeze these countries to release these wrongfully detained Americans.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that that's our leverage, and that we should be going in when we do deals with countries, when we you know, set up business, when we do whatever in terms of policy, and put our people first and say, we will do these things and work with you, but you need to send folks back. I mean, China has been holding Americans for, Mark Swidden's been held for over 10 years. You know, Iran, Venezuela, Syria, it goes on and on. You know, so wrongful detention across the board needs to be solved. But my personal priority, of course, is my brother Paul, and figuring out a way to stop this logjam that has created a situation where he has not come home. It has been a heartbreaking week for us. Well,
it's very clear that the United States has a lot of different leverage points that it simply doesn't use to get people like your brother home, and we certainly hope that you do see him again. Our prayers are with you and your family during this holiday season. Elizabeth Whelan, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
No crooked establishment.
None of that twisting the truth. No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax.
Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think.
They let
me decide.
Newsmax.
Real news
For real people.